Hi, my name's Elizabeth. It's Healing Tarot Messages. So, if the title doesn't give it away, my focus when I do my readings is on healing the individual or on healing the situation. So, if you're looking for something different and you're not trying to fix anything, then I might not be the reader for you. So, the energy is interchangeable. When I read, I'm going to speak as you, like I'm talking to you as a person, because that's how I talk. So take it as it resonates. Don't force things to fit. If it doesn't fit, then it's not for you. This is for people that really need to hear these messages and are really interested in healing what they need to heal. So this is for Aquarius. If I didn't already say that, I don't know. I'm exhausted. This is probably the last reading. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish the rest of them today. Now, for if you or the person you're dealing with, however this is resonating, you have to understand that you've done everything you can do. Whether you're the person who has put in all the work or they put in all the work and you're kind of like, what the fuck? You that's it. You reached your limit. You did everything. So now it's time for you to take a step back and allow spirit to work. Okay? Because you can't just keep on putting in this type of energy and exerting yourself to the point of exhaustion. So spirit wants you to help others. So if it's you or the other individual, help other people. It's okay. If the person you're dealing with is a little bit I don't have the word I'm looking for, but if they don't got their shit together, we'll just go with that. Help them. Figure things out, see what you can help with. And if you can't help financially, then there's other ways to help people. But they want you to resurrect the childhood dream. So whatever it was that you enjoyed when you were a kid, that you found a lot of passion in, it could have been writing, playing basketball, fucking rollerblading, ice skating, whatever, a million and one things it could have been. You have to bring that back up. You have to find that spark again. So again, if this is the person you're dealing with, then help them find that spark again, because that's something that's going to bring them joy, and it's also going to help them on their path to what they're supposed to be doing right now. And understand you have to honor your priorities. So if this individual or you, however this will resonate for you, has a whole lot of shit going on and you're just like being pulled in so many directions, you have to decide what's most important. And if it's not something that is an absolute yes, then the answer is probably no, you shouldn't do it. So you have to realize what's important and prioritize according to that. So it's like, hey, you know what? I gotta write this fucking book, or I'm gonna go to the club. Which is more important? Writing the book, that's probably gonna bring you income, or going to the club and blowing the fucking money you've already worked for. So things like that, you guys have to figure it out. And maybe the person you're dealing with doesn't know how to prioritize things according to how they need to. And this is something where you might have to step in and help them and show them how to make this a priority and say, listen, this is more important than this for these reasons, and help people change their perspective a little bit. A lot of people don't realize that their thought process could be a little bit better. I'm not going to say it's fucked up, because that's just not nice. But, it is what it is. Now, if you, in dealing with this person, it's like you've had to tolerate a lot of shit because they don't have their priorities straight. Their shit's fucked up. And maybe it's something that they have been working on that has been a dream of theirs. And they're too busy doing other shit. So it's like you're tolerating this and you're being patient with this person, and you're like, you know what, I love you and I'm going to be here and I'm going to try to support you through this. But that only goes so far. If they're not willing to put in the work, if they're not willing to prioritize their own shit, you can't force them and you can't prioritize it for them. You can't be like, here's your schedule. This is what you're going to do today and this is how you're going to do it. I mean, you can, but you have your own life that you need to worry about. You can't worry about other people's lives. You don't control that shit. That's their shit. But when you start making conscious decisions, or they do, it's going to raise the vibration. Okay. It's going to start raising the vibration, and it's going to be beneficial, and it's going to help them to get more motivated and more focused on what they're working on. The fact that either you're this loyal to them or vice versa is showing that you really care, you're really devoted to them, you're very consistent on being there for them and helping them to grow and achieve what it is that they're trying to achieve. So, however, again, maybe they're loyal to you, but I'm just going to talk like you're the person. So, understand, tolerating people and their shit is a big ask, especially if it's something that's been ongoing for a long ass time, because you get tired of it, it wears you down. So, find a balance, okay? Find a balance. Because they're showing right now the foundation that you started with, or however your relationship began, it was on a faulty foundation, like a false start. It wasn't stable enough to maintain whatever you're going through right now. So if you guys are in separation, you're not talking, or whatever is going on with you right now, there was a lot of conflict between you guys, and you might feel defeated right now because it's like, I've done all this, I've done everything, I've given, I've been doing all of these things for you, but it's not working out. You're not helping yourself. So in order for that person to help themselves, maybe having a conversation, or sometimes you just gotta let karma bite them on the ass and let them learn the hard way. Tough love is sometimes the best teacher, because as long as you're there to help somebody out of a situation, you're basically enabling them. You're preventing their karma from coming to them and making them wake the fuck up and get their shit together. So if you guys been going, you feel defeated right now, it's a temporary emotion, it will pass. But there is you're emotionally vulnerable right now. So either you or this individual, and they're having a really hard time facing their shadow self and dealing with those things. So there still may be secrets or things that you're not really fully aware of that's happening in this situation right now. And that's why you feel defeated, or maybe you learned what the secrets were and that's why you're feeling that way. But however it is, it's like this person is trying to face their shadow, but they're having a hard time. They're having a hard time doing this. And they need to learn how to accept that, because once they do and they integrate these two energies, then they're able to find a balance and they're able to find peace. But you have to understand, you can't change things outside of you. You control you. We have free will, but it's really, that's us. It's only what we're willing to do, what we want, what we don't want. You can't force people outside of yourself to be like, hey, this is my will and I need you to act like this on my behalf. You can't do that with the world. It's everybody has their free will. So if they want to do it, then they will. If they want to come to you, then they will. If they don't, then you can't force them. You can't coerce this. So you have to reach a point where you're okay with saying, okay, I'm gonna let this rock. It's gonna be what it's gonna be, and we'll see what happens, as opposed to trying to be so hands-on and like, I need this to happen the way I want it to happen, because all you're gonna do is stress yourself out, stress that person out, and you guys are gonna be butting heads a lot fucking more. So don't do that to yourself. Now, when you're coming from an emotional place and you don't realize that maybe your perception is a little bit skewed because of your background, because of the things that you've been through, because of the life that you've lived, it gets cloudy, and you're just like, oh no, I didn't do this, or oh, I would never do that, or my behavior isn't that bad, because you're not really seeing it for what it is. Okay, you have to release the resentments, you have to release the attachments, you have to release the expectations, you have to release all of these things in order for you to have a clear vision of what's happening and what's supposed to happen. Because if you're, let's say, you're holding on to expectations, so in your mind, it's going to happen in A, B, and C, and it has to happen in that order. It can't be BAC or CBA. It can't happen any other way. In your mind, it has to happen like that. So that's going to distort it, because if you get it in the other form, then it's not good enough for you, because it's not exactly what you wanted. So you have to release that. And then when you have an attachment to it, like if you have a specific person, you want a good loving relationship, but you really don't. You want a good loving relationship with this specific person, then you need to release that, because it doesn't need to be that specific person. You want the relationship. You want someone that's going to love you, that's going to care for you, that's going to be there for you. You don't just want that individual because that individual might love you, but they might be a shitty ass person too. So you have to choose. You have to release the attachment to the person. Okay, so look at all of these things and let go of the resentments, because when you are holding on to resentments, you are hurting yourself. You're not hurting that person, because 9 out of 10 times they don't know that you resent them, or they don't give any fucks that you resent them. So holding on to it, it just builds toxicity inside you, because it's something, it's like a checkpoint. Like you keep going back to it. Every time you think of this person, you're like ready to fucking bite their head off. So you have to work through that and find out why you still have that resentment. Is there something that you haven't dealt with, or you haven't released, or you haven't spoken to this person about? Let it out. Even if you can't talk to them or you don't want to talk to them, write it down on a piece of paper and burn it. However it is that you need to get it out, because once you start healing that, you're going to feel a lot better and you're going to start attracting more positive things. Okay. So try to find the joy, try to feel joyful, because the more you find joy in the circumstances you're going through right now, the better you're going to feel. And it's going to be easier to overcome things that you're like, there's no way in hell I'm going to get past this. There's no way in hell that this is going to work out. Find the joy. Like, really look for the joy in all situations, because when you do that, that's when the miracles start coming in. When you start having that type of faith and you're just like, I'm happy, regardless of if this person gets their shit together, if they don't get their shit together, if they're with me, if they're not with me, I am happy with myself, and I don't need another individual. So they're saying your prayers are being answered right now, and expect some miracles. So maybe this person is going to do a 180 and you're going to be like, holy shit, who the fuck are you? And that'll be beneficial for you. But again, you have to release the how. Don't be like, how is this going to happen? How is that going to? It doesn't matter how it happens. What matters is that it happens, because that's what you want. You want it to happen. So do you really care how this individual gets their shit together to come back to you? Like, ask yourself that. Is it really that serious? Does it really matter how it happens, as long as it happens? You guys, I think, are in separation right now. Some of you might not be, or you might be going through a separation. But for those of you that are already separated, it doesn't matter, because as long as you want that person back and they're finding their way back, fuck it. Let it happen how it happens. Like, let them work their shit out how they need to. But you have to take a time out, and sometimes it's necessary because you're able to meditate. So maybe taking a retreat, if you're a spiritual person and, you like those things, take a retreat or go camping, whatever works for you. Like, take the time out, because when you do that, it helps you balance yourself and center yourself. But some of you need to step into your power. You have to step into your leadership role and share your messages and inspire others with the things that you've gone through or that you're capable of doing. You have to empower other people. So again, if this is you or the other person, it's time for you to step up. If you've been scared or you've been like, I don't know, and fuck it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, action. Do it. Do that every time. Every time you're hesitant and you're not sure, count down. Okay, it was the 5-second rule. Awesome book. Look it up if you haven't heard about it. It'll help you, especially if you're a person that's anxious or doesn't make decisions well. Work that out. Now, if this individual has been not authentically them, like wearing masks and hiding and lying and manipulating and doing all of these things to you, they're trying to be their authentic selves right now. Okay. It's that they were afraid of not being accepted or being loved by you or whoever they feel is going to be judging them. So they didn't want to be who they truly are. And maybe they stepped out on you and did some things that they probably shouldn't have done, thinking that it was going to be better for them. And it was not. So maybe they're realizing right now that they've acted in a manner and said some things that they probably shouldn't have said to you, that they want to take it back. They feel bad about the things that have transpired between you guys. But ultimately, that is something for you to decide. You are the individual, however this is resonating, because there is healing that is taking place. For some of you, you do need to go get Reiki energy healing, because that's going to help move the stagnant energy that you have inside you, whatever blockages. It's going to help free that space up, so that way things will start flowing again. But there was an issue with the level of maturity. So maybe you're more mature than this person, or that person is very immature. However, they're becoming more aware of their actions and they're working on being better. but it's like they're holding themselves back. Like they're capable of all of this. They're capable of having everything, but it's like they're deliberately keeping themselves closed off. It's like, yeah, I see that. I know all I have to do is step out into that to have that, but they're not doing it. So if you're like expecting or you're waiting or whatever it is, they're keeping themselves back. So, however, I don't know what it is that they're doing, but they're not trying to make that move. And as soon as they do, it's going to be better because it's going to show a completion to whatever cycle you guys were just going through. And when the cycle completes, then that means you're able to start again. It's going to be a new love. And this cycle was for learning and teaching. So maybe you learned a lot, maybe you taught them a lot. However, it's resonating. That's the purpose of this, because when we love, especially if you grow up in a not great childhood and you don't know how to properly love someone, and you think that jealousy and insecurity and screaming and fighting is love, that's a problem. And those are things and habits that need to get broken down because we repeat. If we keep repeating, we're not going to get better. We're not going to heal. So we have to learn how to start breaking the cycles. So with whatever situation happened, whatever they did to you, that's completed and they're working on it. But it's like they're scared and because it's different. When you start learning new shit and you're like, oh, hey, well, now I get to go do this and experience this. People get afraid. People are like, oh, shit, how am I going to be this person now? Because all the people have this expectation of you to portray yourself and carry yourself in a certain manner. And it's hard to break out of that when you have those expectations on you. So that's kind of where they're at. They're like afraid. They want to do it. They don't know how to do it. So again, when you come into this with love, everything's possible. When you're showing this person, I love you, it's good. But there's a difference between loving and enabling. So understand that it's like as much as you love someone and you want to be there and you want to help them, you have to also understand that, no, this is enabling your bad habits. This is enabling things that I don't want to continue in our relationship. So you have to find the balance between those two things because that's really what this was. This was a lot of learning for you guys. Okay. Because they're showing right now, they're trying to get financially stable and they're struggling to find the balance to come and make an offer again. But they are very passionate about you. So you decide, again, whatever comes out of my mouth, it doesn't matter. You use your own discernment as to if this is something you want to carry on with, if this is something you want to put the energy into. It is always your discernment, okay? Because this is a collective reading. So it doesn't mean, hey, this is specific to this is my situation, A lot of this will identify with a lot of people. So you choose what resonates with you. But they are trying to come back and make an offer. They just want to be more stable when they do it. So if that's what they're doing, you have to decide where you're at on this spectrum. Because if you're the person that's holding on to resentments, you're keeping yourself bound as well. So if they're holding on to resentments, or if you're holding on to resentments, that could be the blockage. That could be what's stopping from them being completely successful and open to everything that's happening right now. But Spirit wants you or the other individual to ask for guidance because your needs will be met, but you have to express it to them. I put it as like, when you have kids, you don't hover over your kids and you don't be like, oh my God, do you need this? Do you need this? Do you need this? You don't do that to your kids. You let them run around, they do what they do. And if they need something, they come to you and they ask. So it's the same. Ask Spirit to help you. Ask Spirit to clear your path. Ask Spirit to show you what is meant for you. And take a leap of faith, okay? Because when you show courage, that's when things start opening up and working out for you because you're showing you're willing to take control of your life. You're willing to move forward and do the things that you're meant to do. So even if you're afraid and you're terrified as shit, take it. Take the leap of faith. It's not going to hurt nothing. If you fuck up, if you fail, then hey, it was a learning experience. I get to try again. I get to do something over. I get to do something different. Always try. Don't set yourself back. Don't hold yourself back from life because you're going to regret it later on down the road. Don't do that to yourself. And protect your time and your energy. Everybody doesn't deserve your time and energy. Okay, so you need to set boundaries. If you have people that just suck the fucking life out of you, those are not people you want to be around. You want to be around people that give you energy, that make you feel better, that help you build that up. If people are sitting there and they're depleting that, and every time you're there, you're like, oh my God, this person's so miserable. Why do I have to do this? No, that's not the person. That's not that's not what you want to be around. Okay. So find whatever works for you, but always set your boundaries and make sure that you maintain your boundaries, because once we get comfortable with people, or we're like, oh, I love him so much, and we start letting shit slide. And when we start letting shit slide, that's when shit starts getting fucked up, because then they think, oh, well, I can do this and I can do that, and I'm going to keep pushing the envelope. Nah, immediately, that's dead. That's dead. That's dead. Don't play with me. Keep it like that, okay? Because that's how you show yourself self-love. That's how you show, no, I love myself enough and respect myself enough to let you know that you're not going to be disrespecting me, to let you know you're not going to walk all over me, that you're not going to use me. So you have to have boundaries. And if you can't and you don't know how to set boundaries, start working on it, okay? Start with one, start whatever you feel, write it out, make a list, have the pros and the cons, and you're like, you know what, I don't like these behaviors, I don't like being treated this way, and choose a boundary to start with. And you say, you know what, nobody else is going to use me anymore. And stop lending people money, stop lending people your car, whatever the fuck you feel you're being used for. Stop doing those things and maintain that. The people that don't respect your boundaries, they're going to get pissed off at you. But the people that really love you, they're going to respect it and they're going to understand why. So you'll know the people that are meant to be in your life and the people that are not, and the people that really care. Okay, so love yourself enough to set those boundaries and don't let people use you and walk all over you, because it's necessary for you to live in this moment. You have to be here and be present, because if you allow yourself to be over there and then worried about all these other things, you're missing life. You're missing the small details of what's happening right now. Okay, you're overlooking things and you're not satisfied with what you have. So if you're not satisfied with your life now, what makes you think you're going to be satisfied later with everything that you have? Because you think about life right now, at some point, you had less than what you have now, you know? So you have to really look at your life and be like, okay, I have a home, I have a car, I'm healthy, I have food, and be satisfied, because people don't have that. You know, we take this shit for granted. There's really people out here that don't have any of this shit. So be present, be grateful, you know, say your morning prayers or 10 things you're grateful for every morning. Start your day that way and show like, okay, I'm changing, you know, I'm changing my thought process. I'm being more productive. I'm being more intentional. I'm being more positive, because you are an empathic person. Okay. And when you're empathic, it's fucking horrible, because you feel literally, not figurative, you literally feel other people's feelings. And when you feel other people's feelings, you don't understand. You really, like, for the longest time, I couldn't understand why my feelings would change. I'd be happy and then I'm like sad, or I'm pissed off and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You start learning how to differentiate, like, this is my energy, this is not my energy. And you have to cut those cords and cut those ties, because if not, you're going to be drained and you're not going to know where any of these feelings are coming from. And you have to start working on that, okay? And it's okay to feel empathy for others, you know, that's fine. But don't feel so bad for people or be so sympathetic with them that you're just like, oh my God, and you're giving and you're giving. Don't do that. They have to learn their lessons. They have to understand that, yes, I love you. Yes, I'll be there for you. Yes, I care about you. But you also have to get your shit together. Okay, so whatever partnership, this alliance that's coming through, judgment is being called on it. So there is going to be clarity. There is going to be balance restored to this. Okay, so ultimately it's going to be your choice whether you proceed down this path or you walk away from this path. It's your choice, but you have to find the time to rest and rejuvenate. You have to find that time to allow yourself. Now, people think of, oh, you're lazy, you're not doing nothing. Fuck what people think. If you want to spend a day in bed, that's self-love, because your body's telling you it needs rest. Your soul is like, no, we're not functioning today. Because if you ignore that, then you're going to get sick. Your body's going to put you out of commission, because you're not listening to your body saying, I need a timeout. I need to just rest today. I don't want to do nothing. Pay attention to your body. Listen to what your body's telling you, okay? And if this is your situation and that's the situation you want, then put the energy into it. But if it's not, You got to be careful, because we admire and we look for things. We look for qualities in people. And most of the time when we see good qualities in people, it's because we carry those qualities. Now, when you come across people, and even if it's a stranger in the street, and they're being an asshole and they're just being rude as shit to you, and you're just like, what the fuck? I didn't do shit to you. Why are you being this way with me? They're projecting their own emotions, their own feelings about themselves. Okay, it has nothing to do with you. And if your partner is like this and they're lashing out at you and they're flipping out on you and they're doing all these fucking horrible things, understand that you're acknowledging it because some part of you identifies with that. And that might be something you need to work on yourself, but also it's a lot of stuff that they're going through and they might not know how to verbalize it in a healthy manner. Okay. So we're reflections of each other, whether you accept it or not. That's really what it is. Because I'm sure your friends, your family, you find the good qualities and you also see the bad qualities. See which one of those you carry, see how much of that you carry, and work on the bad. And whatever you've been trying to manifest, if you've been constantly like working and working on trying to manifest this, it's going to come. Okay. You just have to trust and follow your heart, trust your internal guidance, trust that your guides are with you and they're not leading you astray. Even if you go down this path and it's not ideal and it's not the best thing that ever happened to you, understand that it does serve a purpose. And you might not see what that purpose is right now, but later on, you will. It might be preparing you for your forever relationship. It might be preparing you to be ready to be in a committed relationship. So everything, we don't understand. But like I said, when bad things happen, don't look at it as a bad thing. When you get rejected or you get refused, look at it as maybe it's a blessing in disguise because it's saving you from something worse. It's saving you from you hurting yourself, or it's preparing you for a better life, or maybe something more than what you've wanted and asked for. So don't look at the bad as bad. It's like, yeah, it sucks right now, but it's always in preparation for something more. So if you're going through hell right now, it's a temporary situation. I promise you it's not going to last forever. And later on, you'll be able to look back and understand, oh, this is why I didn't get the job. This is why I didn't get the house. This is why this relationship didn't work out for me. So don't look at it as it's a horrible thing, because I promise you it's going to be better for you in the end. Just hold it down right now and, pick up your bootstraps. You'll be good. You work through this, because it's showing there is a change coming and there is expansion that's also coming through. But you have to be willing to take that leap. You have to be willing to step into your power and do things differently. You can't do the same thing and expect a different result. And when I say that, it's like, okay, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do my bullshit around the house and mope around and watch fucking Facebook or YouTube all day. And then tomorrow you do the same thing. And then tomorrow you do the same thing and expect to become rich or have a good income or something to take off. How is that going to happen if you're doing the same thing and you're not working towards what you need to be working towards? As opposed to, oh, I'm going to get up today and I'm going to put 20 minutes into my meditation. I'm going to put 30 minutes into my business plan. I'm going to do this. When you start doing that, you start working on your manifestations. You start creating the life that you want because you're being intentional and deliberate with what you're doing. Okay, so if you want to travel, if that's something that's been a dream of yours, you're like, you know what, I want to go, I want to see the world, then do that. Okay, and for some of you, it will be a move that's going to happen. Whether it's you or them, there is movement that is going to take place. So could be just a vacation, but for some of you, it is really a relocation. But don't be afraid to do things differently. Think about inventors. If they kept doing the same things, a lot of this shit wouldn't have been invented. They had to keep changing. They had to keep tweaking things to say, okay, well, that didn't work. Let's see if this works. That didn't work. Let's see if that works. It's the same thing in life. You can't do the same and expect different. You have to change. Sometimes you change your location and shit works out. Sometimes you change your job. You change your partner. You change yourself. All of these things contribute to your life and what you're trying to do. So be okay with change. Be okay with being intentional. So some of you are supposed to, I don't know if you're supposed to be speakers, if you're supposed to be reading, whatever it is, but you're meant to share your life with other people. You're meant to share your experiences and show people who you are. Okay. And take that leap of faith into the unknown, because when you do that, that's when your life's really going to open up for you. So whether it's you or, again, the person, you have to find that within you to basically spread your wings. If you can't spread your wings, then you're going to be stuck in the same situation that you're not happy in right now. And you don't want to do that, okay? So have faith that everything is working out, because it really is. And everything, you're going to soar. It's going to take off for you. So don't be afraid of it, all right? It's easy, because a lot of us that don't experience success, or it's not something that's normal, it's something that you become fearful of. If you haven't had a successful relationship, you become fearful because you're like, wait, what the fuck is a successful relationship? Can I do this for the rest of my fucking life? Do I want to do this for the rest of my life? And then you'll be like, oh, I'm going to jump ship right now. I'm good. So be open, be open to change, be open to looking at things from a different perspective and seeing things from the other person's eyes. Okay. Now they're still trying to figure out what's going on inside of them and what's missing and how to fix that. And maybe it's just you that they're missing and they're like, when are you coming back to me? But whatever expectations, people feel like they're inadequate. If you have expectations for them and they know you have those expectations of them, sometimes people can't meet your expectations and they're afraid to tell you that they can't meet your expectations because they don't want to disappoint you. So release the expectations. People are working on themselves and they're doing the best that they can. And you have to be okay with that and accept that. Appreciate that they're working on themselves and they're doing what they can do. Everybody is not you. They're not going to work as hard as you, or they're not going to transform as much as you. Everybody's doing it at their own pace. So this person is afraid that your expectations of them is very high. So you might want to just release that a little bit, so that way they don't feel so inadequate to you. They feel like they're not good enough for you. When people start feeling like they're not good enough, then they're like, nah, I can't do this. Why? It's not going to be good enough. No matter what I do, it's not going to be good enough. So you have to release that. And they want you to forgive them. So if you are the one that wants forgiveness, or if they want forgiveness, I don't do the forgive and forget, because I feel like if we do forgive and forget, then the lessons that were supposed to be learned are not learned. We're like, fuck it, it's all gone. No. You forgive them, you move forward with it. Remember the lesson. Remember what you got from this. So that way, when you start seeing the red flags or shit starts happening again, you know when to say, halt right there, not happening. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Push that shit off and you say no. Okay, so you're more aware. You're able to see the red lights. You're able to see like, hey, stop here. Stop. Don't go. You need to stop this, fix it, correct it. Don't let it keep progressing and happening however the fuck it's happening, because that's when you set yourself up for failure. Okay, because again, they're showing there's a journey coming and you need to approach it in a childlike manner. You need to approach it with fresh eyes and be curious. Be curious, not afraid. Not like, oh my God, this is going to be bad, or I don't know what's going to happen. Kids wake up every day and they're just excited to live and excited to go do stuff. Be like that. When you're like that, transformation starts occurring, because now you're more receptive to life. You're more like, yes, I'll take this. Yes, I'll do that. Yes, yes, yes. And it's all not going to be good. It's not all. But when you start saying yes, and you start taking even the bad, and you can see the benefit of the bad, you find the lesson in that, the transformation starts occurring, because now you're shifting your focus. You're shifting what you put your intention into. And you're like, yes, you know what? This was a bad situation, but it benefited me in this way. I learned a lot, and now I'm able to apply it to my life. I'm able to apply it to future relationships, or I'm able to apply it to my parenting. You're being guided right now. So whatever spirit is guiding you to do, don't ignore it, because they're showing me right now, like you're like over here, like, oh, la, 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 la. I don't see shit, but they're trying to guide you to where you need to go. So please pay attention. Whether you hear the same song on the fucking radio, every station you go to, there's a reason. Listen to the song and see how it applies in your life. You keep seeing recurring numbers, fucking the same animal. Like for me, I had fucking squirrels running across the fucking street every time. And I'm like, what the fuck? Do y'all have a death wish? Like, I don't want to kill you. There's a reason the squirrel's running across in front of me, because he could have waited, but literally. So when you have those are messages. Look up the spirit animal, find out what it means to see that. And once you start doing that, you become more aware. So you're like, this is weird. There's a reason. Look it up. Do the work, do the research, because your guides are there. Your ancestors are trying to talk to you and guide you through the shit you're going through right now, but you're not listening. And again, it's important for you to put forth the effort, but also to be authentically you. Don't feel like you have to change who you are or conform to other people's beliefs of you, or what other people think you should be, or how you should be, or how you should carry yourself. So again, however this is resonating, it could be either of you. But if you find that the person you're dealing with is like, they don't know who they are. So think of yourself. If you don't know who you are, how can you be helpful to somebody else when you're still like wearing all these masks and you're like, nope, nope, nope. And you got to start peeling them off. You got to find who you are authentically in order to be truly happy in your life and find your person. As long as you're wearing masks, you're going to keep getting the wrong partners. You're going to keep attracting people that are not meant for you. You're attracting situations that are not meant for you. You have to pull off the mask and be truly who you are to attract what is meant for you. And only through time and our lessons and all of this is when that happens, okay? Because then you're going to have a new beginning. But you got to find out who you are. Whether it's you or them, you have to figure that out. Because once you do, then you're going to be like, wow. You're going to be so amazed at the type of life that you're creating and the type of people that you have. And it's not toxic anymore. And you got good people that love you, that are there for you. And some people are dealing with addictions because they, again, I have the devil here and I have temperance. So maybe they are a bit manipulative and they do like puppeteering things and trying to get things to go their way, regardless of how elaborate it might be. So if that is your person and that's the kind of shit that they like to do, Spirit's asking you to find some type of patience in the situation, okay? Because you're like trying to cut out all the bullshit. You're like, I'm done with this. I'm tired of it. And that's fine. It's okay to cut out the bullshit. It's okay to cut people off. It's okay. Whatever it is, it's toxic. Push it out the way. I don't need this in my life. That's no problem. But find the balance, okay? Because everything requires balance. Everything requires patience. And really, when you're approaching things like this, think if it was the other way around. If it was you, how would you want someone to approach you? How much compassion would you want someone to have? How much understanding do you want someone to have for you? Because I'm sure that individual wants the same thing. But a lot of us don't look at things from that perspective. We look at it from our perspective only. And it's like, nah, fuck you. You did all this fucked up shit. I don't care. So you have to start looking at things from a different perspective and open your heart and open your mind to trying to understand what this person has gone through and what traumas they still carry that causes them to behave the way they behave in order for that to change, okay? Because nobody's perfect. Everybody has their shit. They have their little addictions, their little habits. Everybody has all these things. It's just how you're approaching it. If you're approaching it like an asshole, then you're going to get a not good response. When you approach things in a calmer, more understanding and loving manner, people are more receptive. They want to open up to you and say, okay, you know what? I will now let you in. So find a balance, find what works for you and go at it that way. Because for some of you, you are going to be getting communication. Whether it's a letter, email, text message, it is going to be coming in for you if it's something you haven't, someone you haven't really been speaking to. So if you've been waiting for this Aquarius and you're like, please, whatever, they're going to reach out to you. Just make sure that when they do, that you're coming from a place of love and you do have the type of patience that are required for this, okay? Because if you don't, not everybody does, but it takes time. It takes time to build all this shit up. It takes time to learn it. It's not easy. That's why I say it's important to focus on healing, because we're so quick to walk away from everything and we leave people damaged. Nobody gives closure. Nobody knows what happened. And it's just like, okay, bye. That's it. And then people are broken for mad long and nobody recovers. And you start another relationship and wonder why it fails, because it's a vicious cycle. You keep doing the same shit. You're going to get the same results. Heal your shit. Find out the past 5 relationships you had. Why did they fail? how much of the same shit has been happening in these relationships. Find the cycles, find the repetitiveness, write it down if you have to, and then start digging deeper to work it out and work through this, okay? Because if this person, this is what they have going on and that's how they feel, you have to kind of be gentle. Be a little bit more gentle than you would be aggressive, because you get more with honey, okay? You get further with honey. And I pulled some crystals that are be good for you guys. I pulled kyanite, resolving disputes, diplomacy, restoring harmony, mending fences, and building bridges. So again, if this is a person you're trying to restore things with, this crystal will be beneficial to you. The other ones, I pulled 4 of them. Damn it. Is selenite. So this is liquid light, fluidity, flexibility, illumination, and clarity, raising your vibration. So this is good. I also use it for clearing my other crystals. Excuse me. Some of you need to work on your throat chakras because they're very backed up here. You're not expressing what you need to express. So we have rose quartz, self-love, self-worth, and being enough and worthiness. So when people struggle with things like this, it's really hard. So don't make people feel worse than they're ready to, because some people are really mentally fucked up and it's just their life. It's what happened, so you have to learn how to maneuver through things properly, not just be all aggressive and ready to rip somebody's head off because it's not how they're not behaving how you want. The other one is black tourmaline, healthy boundaries, repelling and dispelling unwanted energies, shielding and protecting, and healthy interdependence. So this is awesome for those people that are in codependent situations or always find themselves in those type of situations, or attracting people that are toxic as fuck for you. That's perfect for that, okay? Now I'm going to pull some cards, and I know some of the other signs, I forgot to do it, so they're probably going to be like, bitch, like, why'd they get them? Why didn't we? Sorry, I forgot. I'm a little bit forgetful. I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to pull out 3 cards. So as I shuffle, think about whatever it is that you want to know, and hopefully it'll give you the answer you're looking for. I'm using the Angel Answers deck for this. Holy shit. Okay. Listen to your intuition. That's the card that came out here. So trust your intuition. Let me see. Oh, crap. Now they're saying there's something better for you. So if you feel whatever it is that you're asking, don't worry. Like I said, be willing to pass up good for better, because sometimes we get offers and it's not the best offer, but we'll take it because we're in a place of sadness, or we're like, I'm just lonely. Be willing to pass that up to be with what you really deserve, okay? That was too many cards, sorry. Oh, here. They're just popping up. And they're saying, look for a sign. Remember, I said signs are any and everywhere. Just be open to it, okay? And be receptive. You start seeing repeated numbers all over the damn place. Look up what those numbers mean, because your guides are definitely showing you something. They're like, hey, we're talking. So hopefully this resonates with you. I hope you guys got something out of this. I love you guys, and I will probably be trying to finish the rest of this tomorrow because my energy is done. These readings took way longer than I expected them to. Oh, thank you, Rochelle. I really appreciate the validation. It means a lot to me. I really appreciate that. So I love you guys. Have a good night, because that's where we're at now. And I will talk to you guys later. All right. Bye. Damn it to hell. Yes. End.